Where'd you come from?
Absolutely delicious.
Time right now on the school day is about 2:50. Everyone's asleep and I'm back testing.
MashaAllah. Washington.
Hey, they got man on toilet duty. man's cleaning the toilets and that. Oh my goodness, how life is moving right now. You know what I'm saying? Hey, when I tell you my life is gonna change soon, well, watch man, watch.
Good weather, you know? Not too hot. This is a wet season, so we're good. Yeah. They hide away from the rain. I'll be standing making dua. 10 years time, akhi. Wallahi, watch where I'm gonna be at. Nice and wet, uncomfortable, you get me? Alhamdulillah. Ya Allah, please allow me to see success when I'm 24.
Tahajjud done. Fajr done.
Yeah, man. It's that time of day, bro.
Wow, what a glow up, what a transformation, what a change in environment, situation for the nation, no penetration. All jokes aside, yes my people, you guys have been asking and now it is finally here, my first YouTube video. I think there's only one right appropriate way to start this video out and it is by introducing myself. So hello to the minority of you who do not know me, because let's be honest, who doesn't know me? My name is Sahib, currently 19 years of age. Well, as of 2 days ago I turned 20, but for the sake of this video, let's roll with the idea that I'm 19 and I am a full-time day trader. Now, as you guys have read in the title, this video is going to be about my story, the come up. I'm going to be diving a bit deeper into what it is that I do, how I came about what I do, and ultimately the journey that it took me to be to where I am today. So without further ado, let's get started. I don't want to go off on a tangent and explain other aspects of my life that don't relate to trading. So first and foremost, let me take you guys 3 to 4 years back. At the age of 16 was when I landed my first job as a salesman for a designer company. Because it was my first job and I wasn't really used to the workplace environment, I did only hold this job for about 3 weeks before I got fired, but I'll get into that a little later on to the video. Now, this was my first ever source of income, and one of my colleagues at the time was doing Amazon FBA. And I'll be very honest, anyone that knows me from my personal life knows that I've always had that entrepreneurial mindset prior to me even starting work, etc, etc. Now, as I've just mentioned, one of my colleagues at the time was doing Amazon FBA, and naturally I was curious. Now, it wasn't long after until I asked him how it is that he came about Amazon FBA, because at that time Amazon FBA was popping and I always knew about it, but I just didn't do my research. Not to go off too much on a tangent, but ultimately at the end of it, he decided to give me the same course that he had done in hopes that I can finish it and apply the same knowledge. Now, naturally, as you would do, I had the course, I started learning and ultimately teaching myself through the course the physical application of things when it came to Amazon FBA. Now, not too long in my involvement of Amazon FBA, my brother ended up buying a course which led to be a forex course from Urimi. I don't know if he's going to be watching this video, but if you are, shout out to you, my bro. Wallahi, one of the biggest inspirations out there. And yeah, so the videos that Urimi was showing of the potential of forex, the money that he was making, instantly snatched my attention from Amazon FBA to forex. Now, I don't want to sit here and make it seem like I've got shiny object syndrome. No, far from it. But ultimately, the course that I was doing in Amazon FBA showed a lot of inconsistencies. But obviously, as someone who's been watching Urimi prior to him even starting trading, the trust factor was there, likewise with the inspirational factor. So ultimately, nothing was stopping me from going through with this course. Now, when I started this course, I knew exactly what it is that I signed up for. And wallahi, ever since then, I've never looked back. These times, trading was much harder because it wasn't as globally renowned as it is today. So naturally, there wasn't as much resources as there are now. You now have Discord communities full of quote-unquote profitable traders who are able to advise the next generation of traders. But back then, when trading was just getting its exposure on social media, there was none of this. So I knew exactly what had to be done. The work was in front of me. I just got the work done and physically applied myself outside of the charts. And ultimately, now we're here. I took the basics out of what Urimi's course taught, and then I went ahead onto the charts and back tested for hours that most will not believe that I did, and figured out what was necessary of me to know in order to become profitable. And this is also one of the key messages I have to most of you that are watching this video. At the end of the day, no one is coming to save you. Not your mental, not the course that you bought, not the mentorship you think that you invested in. Now, this links back to the old adage saying you can lead a horse to water, but you cannot force it to drink. At the end of the day, you're the only person that can make this work, and you're also the only person that can mess this up. So now you have to sit down and really ask yourself, what is it that you are doing outside of these charts that's going to make you profitable? How much time outside of the course content are you dedicating to the charts to really grasp an understanding of what it is that you need to know in order to become profitable? These are the type of things that you need to realize. Buying a course isn't going to make you successful. Investing in a mentorship isn't going to make you successful. Yes, it is definitely the first step, but at the end of the day, if you're not doing your own work, the resources you invested in are extremely finite, and with time you'll realize they were useless without you physically applying yourself outside of those lessons. Now, you guys have seen the introduction to this video. I'm nobody special. I'm just a normal individual who compromised quote-unquote having fun for the sake of building a better life for myself. Now, I'm not gonna sit here and pretend like I've made it, but I am definitely in a better situation, to say the least. And if somebody like me is capable of doing such things and achieving such success at such a young age, wallahi, 3 times anybody can do it, but not everybody can. And this is the mistake that most people make. The unfortunate realities of the world is everything comes hand in hand, and everything has its antithesis. Now, what I mean by this is everything is in black and white. In order for there to be a winner in life, there has to also be a loser. And at the end of the day, a winner is just a loser who didn't give up. So you have to sit down and really ask yourself, what side of the spectrum do you want to be on? Yes, you might be the individual that is stuck in this perpetual cycle of never-ending loss. But if you show up every single day and dedicate yourself 100%, then it's only inevitable that something will eventually click. People like to talk about overnight success like it's not true. To some extent, it definitely is true. You will go on the biggest losing streaks of your life, and it's almost like one day you just wake up and figure it out. Now, I've had people from my past life tell me trading is gambling, trading is inconsistent, trading is not a sustainable way of making money, and now these are the same guys that applaud me for my success. And often, more times than not, we are taught to look down on those who didn't once believe in us. But this mentality in of itself couldn't be more negative. To each and every single one of you that are watching this video, you have to understand that where it is you want to go in life demands a certain type of personality. And in addition to this, you guys need to understand that the reason why people are scrutinizing you for what it is that you want to achieve, and it is because where you're going, they won't go. I don't blame these people for having a funny way of looking at me, because ultimately what it is that I am trying to do is out of the ordinary. I remember at some point in my life when I was in school, the only thing that I used to do was backtest. Anyone that knows me personally will tell you the exact same thing that I am saying to you now. And I remember at some point these two individuals came up to me and told me, bro, what is it that you're doing looking at graphs all day? What's all this maths? And ultimately accused me of being a quote-unquote weirdo. But again, I didn't have any malicious thoughts towards their opinions, because I was playing the longer game. I always knew the outcome of the situation. I always knew that I was going to come out on top. That is just how much conviction I had in myself. Now, speaking about conviction, I remember everyone around me was telling me, don't be stupid, don't drop out of school, don't allow it to reach a point where you do not go to university. And I was speaking to them about all these hyper successful entrepreneurs online who have achieved all of these massive accolades on their entrepreneurial journey. And I would get answers like, yeah, but Sahib, these people are like 1 in a million. These people, like, they're very rare. I'd sit there and I'd tell myself, wallahi, I am that 1 in a million. I am that guy that's going to make it work. And now, alhamdulillah, genuinely all praises be to Allah, I am now in a situation where I can say it finally worked. Working the amount that I had to was not normal, to say the least. But when you have a burning desire, when you are purpose driven, which is what I always tell people, for you guys who are blowing your funded accounts, show me how much you respect that funded account and I will show you whether you are profitable or not. And the reality of the fact is, you guys do not respect your trading. For each and every action, there is an equal and opposite reaction. If you apply a respectful approach to the markets will also inversely respect you back. But now, for some of you that are about over leveraging, over trading, taking the lowest class setups. Because you are trading out of desperation, it will only take you so far. And now I know, yes, it's easier said than done. I used to be that guy in that position who would trade out of desperation because of the environment that I was in. But it was only after making the same mistake over and over and over again to the point in which I had enough and something had to change. I remember back in my construction days, I used to work construction and trade at the same time. Was it optimal? Absolutely not. But I had to do what I had to do in order to balance the best of both worlds. Now I saw, because my managers were on my back and I was busy with work, it wasn't really a sustainable environment to trade in. But at the end of the day, I made it work. Some of you guys, the only asset you have is trading. And I'm here to tell you, somebody who is profitable, there is more to life than just trading. If you do not have a job, go get a job. If you are not training in the gym, go and sign up to your local gym. Get a gym membership, because I promise you, your health is worth 10 times more than the money that you will be making from trading. And to those of you who do not know, the state of your body is heavily correlated to your state of mind. So if your state of body is good, then the good state of your mind will come hand in hand, and this will have a fractal effect in your trading. I get a lot of you guys asking me, Sahib, what is it? What is the secret ingredient to success in trading? What is it that you done that I'm not doing? And the reality, the fact is, there is no secret ingredient. Success in trading lies within the work that you are avoiding to do. And it's funny how trading is, because sometimes not working is working. Sometimes not trading is trading. Sometimes taking a step back from the charts to actually analyze and to understand what it is that is actually happening in the markets is trading. Did you really think it would be that easy? That you would learn a small little mentorship and try apply a little backtesting session and it would all work out? Did you really think success was that easy? If it was that easy, everyone is doing it, and there is a reason why not everyone is. However, listen, it's all fun and games speaking about the work that I have done and the absolute tenacity in my physical application when it came to trading, but I swear to God, there is one thing that I did that absolutely separated me from everyone else. Now I think it would be disingenuous of me not to mention the #1 key ingredient that actually did make me successful in my journey of entrepreneurship, if that's what you want to call it, and that is establishing a relationship with Allah. Now a lot of people have told me not to speak about religion in my videos, only because naturally that hinders my target audience, but I swear to God, I'll be lying if I told you that I've done all of this by myself. When I ask a fellow Muslim entrepreneur / trader if it is the case that they are waking up 10-15 minutes before Fajr and praying 2 rak'ats for the sake of tahajjud and asking Allah for what it is that they want in this life, 9 times out of 10 the response that I get is no. And then I sit there and I tell people, listen, you don't truly want something in life if you're not waking up for tahajjud for it. I remember establishing a relationship with Allah changed my life for the better. It made me more disciplined as a man. It made me a better sibling. It made me a better human being. Because when you truly understand who Allah is and what it is that He does for you and how much it is that He truly loves you, you will compromise everything for the sake of maintaining a relationship with Him. I remember not having a single payout to my name, and I was working at this one site in November 2024. These times I had a whole plan set up that I was going to work for 2-3 weeks, save up, get a ped, get a motorcycle, sign up for Deliveroo and start delivering, as all of my friends were doing this and they were making very good money from it. And I remember during these times I had like 2-3k saved up from my work, and I got invited to come Umrah 3 times. 2 of those 3 times I had to reject because I did not have the full amount necessary in order to go to Umrah, but the 3rd time I took it as a sign. The 3rd time it was very peculiar because it was last minute and very random, and I told myself this 3rd time was Allah inviting me. This was Allah calling me. This was Allah telling me, Sahib, listen, you've done what you need to do in trading, come to me. And I know some people look at me like I'm a freak for the way that I am speaking, but wallahi, genuinely, but I swear to God, I genuinely couldn't care less. I'm not saying this to make myself look like I'm a good person, but I'm saying this so I can show you the reality of this life. After I had completed my Umrah, I came back and received my live credentials with Quanteco, and lo and behold, that funded account was the first account in which I got a payout on straight after Umrah. And every single month since that Umrah, I have made consistent money. Now the lesson to learn here, ladies and gentlemen, please don't try and just physically apply yourself in the chart and hope that you will come out of it successful, because I guarantee you the success that you are looking for is in the work that you are not doing. And what do I mean by that? I mean it by physically applying yourself on all realms of your life, not just trading. Discipline is a way of life. It etches into everything that you do, whether it comes to praying, whether it comes to maintaining a good physique. You guys have seen I've lost over 27 kilos. That was also part of my journey. Now, was that easy? Probably not. Probably the hardest thing I've had to do yet. That and trading, obviously. Every single time I've gotten closer to Allah, I always get rewarded. Now, I don't get closer to Allah for the sake of the pleasures of this dunya, but this is a byproduct of what happens when you kick the dunya away and have 100% tawakkul in life. Everything bad that happens to me in my life, I always see the good in it. And it's as they say, the sin that turns you back to Allah is better than the deed that turns you away. So have hope. Now, I don't want to make this video too long. I know I said in the title of the video that I cleared $112,000 in the past month/month and a half. And what I'm about to show you, that please don't forget to say Allahumma barak. This is purely for motivation, guys. I'm really trying to show people that it's possible and that there are other ways of making money and that you don't have to go down the same route as 99% of other people. So without further ado, let me show you guys. So as you guys can see, I'm going to be showing you guys the payouts that I've got just in the past month/month and a half. We're going to be doing a tally. So first payout 4,430, second payout 3,980, 3,807. And as you can see, all of these payouts have been finalized and sent. Now some more payouts: 3,652, 3,670, 4,390, and then we have a bunch of 4,480, 4,480, 4,480, 4,480, 4,480, 4,480, 4,480. As well as that, this week alone, I am up $11,193 on one of my accounts, $11,272 on one of my accounts, and $11,411 on that account. $30,000 up on the week, of which I'm about to request 15K today. As you guys can see, request payout. My payout date is today. Now moving on to Quantecal, you can see I had a payout not too long ago for $11,339, another one for $8,192. And now if we move over onto Titan Capital Markets, we can see $2,250 and $2,194. Now guys, please do not forget to say Allahumma barak. This is not me trying to flex on you guys. Just because I'm showing you $112,000 doesn't mean I've got $112,000 in my bank account. No, I'll be very honest, I have an unhealthy habit of spending money, but I also have a healthy habit of making money. So I guess at the end of the day it cancels out. But yeah, I hope you guys benefited in some sort of way with this video. Drop in the comments down below what sort of content you guys want to see, and I'll see you guys in the next one.